Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Let's talk about what are the initial steps that must be taken in solid waste management. The more careful we are in planning a strategy, the more better management we will achieve. So first of all, we have to identify the types of the raw waste, solid waste being generated. कि जो solid waste कहीं से generate हो रहा है वो किस किस्म का है, उसकी type क्या है, is it organic or inorganic, क्या वो combustible है या नहीं है, क्या वो hazardous है या नहीं है. So depending on the type of the waste, we will choose a strategy, because that not only depends on how efficient we can manage the solid waste, but it also includes the health risks associated with the management of the solid waste, health risk of the people, the persons which are working for this management. So ये सारी बातें उसमें आएंगी. So we have to carefully identify the type of the waste. Depending on the type of the waste, we will plan our strategy. Next is identify the sources of the waste. कि जो सोर्सेज जनरेट हो रही है अगेन सॉलिड वेस्ट, ये कहाँ से जनरेट हो रहा है. कोई एक पॉइंट ओरिजिन है इसका, या मुख्तलिफ ओरिजिन हैं इसके, या किसी कम्युनिटी से जनरेट हो रहा है, या किसी खास प्रैक्टिस से जनरेट हो रहा है. फॉर एग्जांपल इन पाकिस्तान एंड अदर मुस्लिम कंट्रीज ईद उल अज़हा पे कुर्बानी करते हैं बकरों की और बाकी चीज़ों की. सो उस दौरान एक ख़ास वेस्ट, सॉलिड वेस्ट जनरेट होता है. सो एक प्रैक्टिस है जिसकी वजह से जनरेट हो रहा है. सो वी हैव टू आइडेंटिफाई द सोर्स ऑफ द वेस्ट. द सोर्स कैन बी based on the location, it can be based on the season, it can be based on different practices going on in different locations. So कोई भी उसमें से हो सकता है. So first we identify the type of the waste, then we identify कि waste आ कहाँ से रहा है. Next we determine the potential health hazards from the waste. Once we have identified the type and the source of the waste, then we will try to see कि ये जो waste है क्या ये simple है या ये कोई problem cause कर सकता है health को, especially of the people involved in this management, in this waste management. So depending on the type of the waste and the health issues that it can cause, we will plan a strategy accordingly so that the people involved in this waste management are unharmed. उनको कोई harm ना पहुँचे और वो safe रहें. So we have to make sure that we first carefully examine the waste कि वो hazardous है या नहीं है. For example, if the medical waste is there, which is being generated by some hospital, और उसकी तादाद क्या है, किस अमाउंट में है, accordingly we will plan a strategy so that जो personals हैं which are serving us for this management system, उनकी health को कोई negative effect ना पहुँचे. Next we would like to determine the volume of the waste generated. First we identify the type, then the source, then whether it is hazardous to health or not. Then we'll try to see कि वो किस तादाद में, कितनी अमाउंट में वो रिलीज हो रहा है, जनरेट हो रहा है. डिपेंडिंग ऑन द अमाउंट ऑफ द वेस्ट बीइंग जनरेटेड, वी विल प्लान अ स्ट्रेटजी अकॉर्डिंगली. फॉर एग्जांपल, वी कैन नॉट प्लान अ स्ट्रेटजी विच डील्स विद ओनली लेसर अमाउंट ऑफ सॉलिड वेस्ट, गिवन द फैक्ट कि अगर कोई ऐसा सिनेरियो है जहाँ पे वेस्ट बहुत ज़्यादा जनरेट हो रहा है तो वहाँ पे स्ट्रेटजी भी ऐसी होगी जो कि इस ज़्यादा वॉल्यूम को डील कर सके. Next, we would like to identify the safe collection method. Now again, the safe collection method should be there. Why so? Because we would like to contain the waste. कि waste जहाँ पे है वहीं पे रहे, उसके containment का issue हम ज़हन में रखते हुए strategy plan करेंगे. Waste spread out ना कर जाए. पहली बात ये. Second, obviously, if the waste is hazardous, it can cause risk to the human health. So उसके लिए भी we will like to approach it safely and deal it with safe methods, ताकि जो person involved हैं उनकी health को कोई risk ना आए. And moreover, when we try to transport it to disposal site, again safe measures should be taken, ताकि all the way from the source of the generation of the waste to the disposal site, all the way जो living organisms हैं, जो life है, जो environment है, वहाँ पे कोई spillage ना हो during its transport, और वहाँ पे जो life है उसको कोई negative effect ना आए. So all types of safety measures should be taken, especially for the collection methods of the waste. Next, we like to identify safe transportation method. Again, depending on the type of the waste, its amount, and whether it is hazardous to the life or not, whether it is a liquid or matlab solid, maybe it can be different. For example, it can be completely solid or it can be semi-solid or other such things. तो उसकी कंटेनमेंट का इशू क्या है, क्या वो पैकेज है या नहीं है, ये सारी बातें ज़हन में रखते हुए वी ट्राई टू आइडेंटिफाई अ सेफ ट्रांसपोर्टेशन सिस्टम so that the containment of the waste is there, as well as there is no risk to the people involved. Last one is to identify safe disposal method. Obviously, after transporting it to the disposal site, we would like to dispose it safely as well. So depending on the type of the waste, its amount, we will pick and choose different strategies to dispose of this waste. This is a basic flow chart that shows the steps, initial steps that we can take in solid waste management. Starts with the identification of the type of the waste. Next is the identification of the source of the waste, कहाँ से generate हो रहा है. Next, we would like to see whether it can cause potential health hazards or not. Then, what is the amount of the waste being generated, and which measures can we take to safely collect the waste and transport it safely to the disposal site. And then safe disposal of the waste is there as well. Again, these are just the identification steps. That's why these are called initial steps in solid waste management. Once we have identified all these things, then we are in better position to plan a much more efficient waste management system. This was about the initial steps that we can take in solid waste management. I'll see you in next lessons.